That news conference with city officials is beginning now. Let's take a listen to what they have to say.
Emphasize that our preparation is working. City's been preparing for this Arctic blast since last Thursday. We actually had warming centers open last weekend, but listening to the Weather Service, the National Weather Service, and other experts, they started cautioning us last Thursday. So the department heads, this emergency center has been all hands on deck since last Thursday, and the preparation is working. I want to thank Houstonians for their support, their collaboration. And I want to emphasize that you've got about 2 hours left to do your shopping and tend to business that requires you to be on our roads. Then I would ask you to stay at home and leave our roads for our first responders. Last night, our warming centers had 609 participants. Fonde was the largest, maxed out at 198. Kashmir had a 38. Each and every one of these individuals are important. I had the opportunity to go to 3. It's amazing when you talk to individuals that find themselves in a warming center, why they're there. We know mental health plays a huge role, but also just bad luck and individual circumstances. Someone went somewhere in their car and their battery went dead, can't afford another battery. We're addressing these individual concerns, and I want to thank Houstonians for collaborating with us, and thank you for your kind words of support and offer of assistance that I'm receiving from across this great city. So we have a great city, great people, but we have challenges which we meet. And I want to thank my department directors, the rank and file, city employees, certainly our first responders that were on the streets of Houston literally all night, some staying here, sleeping at the emergency center. But Houstonians, as I said opening, it's no time to let up. I ask you to lower your activities, stay at home, look out for our most vulnerable, our seniors, our pets, our plants. Metro will close its operation at 9 p.m. tonight. We'll reopen and view things on Wednesday. The airport's closing at midnight. Most city departments, except for our first responders, will be closed tomorrow. We'll consider weather conditions tomorrow, probably around noon, and see if we ought to also close city operations, municipal courts, other departments on Wednesday. As you know, HISD and regional schools districts are closed tomorrow and Wednesday. We're also working in collaboration with them. Collaboration is working. At the state level, the emergency center has already sent us enough blankets to get us through Thursday. We believe we'll furnish one to everyone that shows up at a warming center. They've sent us meals. County government is working with us. Commissioner Briones has opened up Balin as a warming center in cooperation with the Red Cross. Our nonprofits are working with us. So I can't emphasize enough how coming together, having a united community is going to get us through this Arctic blast. It's a serious one. And as I said, you've got about 2 hours. We're told that it will probably get here sooner than the midnight that was estimated. Now, expect moistures, precipitation to enter our area around 10 o'clock. So this is the importance of this press conference. Emphasize to everyone, do your last minute shopping. The mayor was even seen shopping at Kroger on West Gray at 9 o'clock this morning. I didn't have any groceries, but I did what I'm asking others to do. Get prepared to be in your house and in your residence, in your warming place for the next 48 hours. We think maybe the freezing temperatures will never get above freezing until probably Thursday. So don't let even clear skies on Wednesday and other days fool you. This is a serious Arctic blast. It's dangerous. It's life-threatening. And let's go to work. I want to go ahead and ask a couple of directors to emphasize their operation, and then I actually want to get through with this press conference so the press can get off our roads. Y'all know how much I care about y'all. And so I want to have everybody going back to work, but Randy, I think it would be appropriate for you to tell us what Public Works has done to get our streets and thoroughfares prepared for this Arctic blast.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Listen, I can't underscore enough what the mayor said and the importance of staying off the roads. Since yesterday morning early on, Public Works crews have been pre-treating our roads with a typical brine solution that we've used. But I remind folks, don't let the pre-treatment of any of our roads, and by the way, primarily that's restricted to critical overpasses, bridges, and flyovers. So this is not a treatment of all 16,000 lane miles of our Houston streets. This is a very selective spot treatment across the city. But don't let that fool you to think that because we've treated it, that makes it safe to drive there. You need to stay off the roads. That's the most important thing. All the brine does is it lowers the freezing point of the water. And as we expect tonight and tomorrow and through the next few days, the temperatures to be exceptionally low, it will freeze. It absolutely will freeze. And then don't be fooled when you see snow on top of it thinking that that's all that there is. Most likely there's going to be ice under there. So the best thing you can do is to stay off the roads. Public Works crews, of course, are riding out the storm at various locations throughout the city to make sure that we can provide additional support to police and fire as they need to respond to other needs for folks across the city. On the water side, of course, as we've told you before, please make sure that you've taken care of all of the preparations you can at home. Make sure that your external pipes are wrapped. Make sure that you know where the shutoff valve in your home is in case you have a catastrophe with a burst pipe so that you can shut the water off. If you have a problem, call 311. We can have folks help walk you through the steps you need to take in your home to make sure that you can protect it as much as possible from burst pipes and flooding. But if you have a problem, call 311. Likewise, if for some reason you see a major water main break across the city during this freeze event, call 311 so that we can do the best we can to dispatch folks to take care of those breaks as quickly as we can. Most important thing, though, once again, please stay off the roads. Our crews are going to be dedicated to helping support first responders. That's the most important thing that we can do to help keep the public safe. Mayor.
Thank you, Randy. Chief Munoz will address the dangers of space heaters, carbon monoxide, and other significant factors in being safe from a perspective of the fire department.
Thank you, Mayor. Prior to this press conference, about 30 minutes ago, I got the count on carbon monoxide alarms that have gone off today in the city. We've had 60 so far. The mayor's emphasized carbon monoxide. I'm going to emphasize it also. Please monitor your surroundings. What do I mean by that? Generators. If you're going to use generators, please, please, please make sure that you're aware where you're placing them. Normally 3 feet from the house, away from the easements, so that way that carbon monoxide doesn't go into the homes. If you do have your heaters, make sure that they've been tested already. But if you do feel some symptoms such as dizziness, nausea, please open a window and call our fire department through 911. Also, space heaters. Make sure you're aware of the surroundings of those space heaters. Open flames, we continuously see that. Fireplaces, make sure that the surroundings of that fireplace, make sure there's nothing that's flammable in that area that could cause those fires. We continuously see an increase in fires during this winter months. Carbon monoxide poisoning, cannot emphasize that enough. Again, as the mayor has mentioned, please stay off the roads. And I want to thank everybody behind us with the great collaboration we've been planning since Thursday to ensure the safety of everyone, but please stay off the roads. Thank you, Mayor.
As Mayor, I'm particularly proud of our first responders. As you've heard the fire chief talk about their preparation and response, I can't say enough about HPD. We had 2 successful parades this morning, 2 MLK parades, which I participated in. HPD officers protected the security and service for both parades. And Chief Diaz, if you'll come speak to all hands are on deck. You go through our city departments, our first responders, it's all hands on deck until we get through this Arctic blast challenge. Chief Diaz.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor. Just to emphasize what the mayor is saying, we are so prepared that we have our team staying over The one working overnight is our homeless outreach team. We were out last night. We were out all day today. They're going to put down for a few hours to get a little bit of sleep, and then we'll continue overnight. So please, if you see someone that is in need of help, please contact the police department, and we will try our very best to make sure that we get them to a location, get them a blanket, get them something warm, because we don't want a tragedy to happen. But we'll be out here. As soon as we leave here, we'll be out working again tonight. But please, if you can stay home, stay home. As you all know, our interstate system is enormous here in Houston. We have a lot of cross traffic, a lot of visiting traffic that comes through. So there will be interstate traffic on our interstates. So please, if you have a situation where you can stay home, please stay home, take care of your loved ones. If you get out and you do have a crash, calling 911 multiple times is not going to get the police there any sooner. So be patient for us to get there. We're going to get there as soon as we can. So please take care of one another. Check on your neighbors, as the mayor said. Our police department's been working around the clock. We've been ready since Thursday. So everybody's on deck. Because the city is so large, the weather will be different in Kingwood to Clear Lake, right? So we're prepared. We'll move resources if we need them. And I want to thank the partnership that we have with the fire department as well as with TxDOT. And the TDM is here supporting us as well. So we're working through that. So the police department's prepared. I want to thank everybody in the media for coming and reporting this. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Chief. No population is more important to the city leadership than our homeless population. The Chief and I were working the streets downtown, encouraging people to go over to Fonde, and we were able to persuade several homeless individuals that just, for one reason or another, resisted. But you have to be passionate. You have to be just encourage them to take their pets, go with them. We have bark at our warming centers. And I'm so proud of the Homeland Security. In previous years, Homeland Security mostly dealt with security threats across our city, our major events. But under my administration, I took the good judgment of Chief Satterwhite, coming out of HPD for years, dealing with the outreach team on the streets of Houston, and now he's our Homeland Security Director, but they also are focusing on the homeless. Chief Satterwhite, if you'll give us a report of your experience with the warming centers last night and what we can do to reach this population that sometimes doesn't see the necessity of getting out of this threatening weather.
Thanks, Mayor. Yes, so I really want to thank the mayor for his leadership and thank everybody. Thank Chief Diaz and Chief Bantin from Metro. Today we were out on Chartres offering help. Metro police officers, hot team, HPD hot team, as well as Metro bus drivers, and we were offering help and trying to get them off. It is a challenge because a lot of them, for a lot of reasons, do not want to go to the shelters. They don't even see their own potential risk at hand here. So you just continue to talk to them, try to build trust, and try to get them there. I will also say thank you, Mayor. I want to recognize our other first responders here at the HEC, at our Houston Emergency Center, our dispatchers, our 911 call takers, both fire and police, and our 911, Greater Houston 911. They came in today, and they will be staying overnight in 2 shifts. So they are not paid like we'd like to pay them, yet they still show up, and they still commit their time away from their families to be here and take care of all of you. And of course, to all of our warming centers, both the ones operated by the city and by other entities, jurisdictions. Those are volunteers in some cases, but a lot of them are employees. Again, they're giving up their time away from their own families to be at those facilities to take care of our most vulnerable. So again, when you see them, please tell them thank you.
Excellent points. Brian Mason, who runs our emergency center. Staff is staying here 24 hours a day. Before we answer any questions, I'm going to ask Anna with my office to come speak to our Spanish-speaking residents. I will close by saying the only ones I can find so far that are cheering for the snow are for my grandkids. The grandkids haven't seen snow. So I'm going to encourage everybody to be with their families for the next 48 hours. Look out for your partners, your families, your pets, and let's make this something that we can look back at and learn from and be stronger going through these challenges. Anna, if you'll translate for us.
The city of Houston giving us a preparedness update led by Mayor Whitmire. The emergency center has been all hands on deck since last Thursday, he says. Mayor Whitmire really emphasizing at this hour to Houstonians that we have 2 hours left to do shopping and preps. There are places to go to stay warm. There are warming centers in operation across the city. Those facilities saw 609 people just last night.
It is good that folks do have a place to go when in need. Mayor Whitmire and the Fire Chief Munoz asking Houstonians to stay at home, leave the roads to first responders. Since early yesterday morning, TxDOT's been treating the roads, but only those high flyovers, bridges, and overpasses. So not all roads are going to be protected. In fact, Metro buses will stop operations at 9 o'clock tonight, resume services on Wednesday. Metro Rail on modified schedule. Airports closing at midnight.
And at home, make sure your external pipes are wrapped. Make sure you know where the main shutoff is. And if you have a problem, they say you can call 311. There are people to help assist with these questions. And please take extra precaution, they say, with space heaters and generators. We know you all want to stay warm, but please, please be safe.